This show is part of OnePlace, a daily network of focused briefings across the stories people follow most.
Welcome to your daily roundup. We have a packed show today covering everything from major music festivals to surprising Hollywood feuds and long-awaited TV reboots. Let's get right into the headlines.
Katseye stunned Coachella fans with a surprise animated guest appearance.
RFK Jr.'s marriage reportedly faced a breaking point over scandals.
Britney Spears shares a fragile message following her recent arrest.
Natasha Lyonne explains her confusing removal from a Delta flight.
Vanessa Trump stands by Tiger Woods during his recovery journey.
A viral Chris Moyles clip sparks calls for BBC investigations.
Taylor Swift is linked to the Zendaya and Sydney feud.
The Inbetweeners are finally returning for a new Netflix movie.
Starting with Coachella.
Katseye really made a splash during their Coachella set on Friday evening. They brought out the singers behind the fictional group Hunter X from the Oscar-winning movie K-pop Demon Hunters. Ajay, Audrey Nuna, and Rayami joined the Katseye members on the Sahara stage to perform their massive hit, Golden. It was a huge moment for the crowd, especially since rumors had been swirling all day after TikTok footage of their soundcheck leaked. While Manon Bannerman was still absent due to her ongoing hiatus, the rest of the group, including Daniela, Lara, Megan, Sophia, and Yoonchae, delivered a high-energy performance that solidified their rising star status. This collaboration felt like a perfect match, given both groups have such strong ties to K-pop culture and found their initial massive audiences through major Netflix projects.
It is incredible to see how much momentum Katseye has built since their documentary Popstar Academy. They have already secured Grammy nominations for Best New Artist and Best Pop Duo, and this Coachella performance is just another feather in their cap. The connection to K-pop Demon Hunters is particularly savvy because that film was a juggernaut for Netflix, even winning Best Animated Feature and Best Original Song at the Oscars. By bringing those vocalists onto the stage, Katseye bridged the gap between a fictional phenomenon and their real-world musical success. Fans who missed the first weekend don't have to worry too much, as the group is scheduled to perform again next Friday. With Sabrina Carpenter headlining that same night, the energy at the Sahara stage is expected to be through the roof as Katseye continues their global ascent.
Now let's shift to...
New details are emerging about the strain on Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s marriage to Cheryl Hines. According to a new book by investigative reporter Isabel Vincent, the scandal involving reporter Olivia Nuzzi nearly ended their relationship. While the couple tried to present a united front publicly, the book claims things were far from okay behind the scenes. RFK Jr. reportedly felt he couldn't afford another divorce, especially given his political aspirations and his role in the presidential cabinet. He was worried that his more traditional supporters would react poorly to a second divorce filing. The book suggests that his efforts to save the marriage were driven as much by political necessity as by personal feelings. It paints a picture of a relationship that was pushed to the absolute brink during one of the most chaotic periods of his recent public life.
The details in this biography titled RFK Jr., The Fall and Rise, are quite revealing about their current dynamic. Vincent notes that while they are still technically together, they aren't always seen together, and Cheryl Hines no longer accompanies him to every event. This is a significant shift from their earlier, more public displays of support. The scandal itself, which involved Nuzzi being placed on leave over a personal relationship with a campaign subject, clearly left deep scars. There were even claims from Nuzzi that Kennedy wanted to have a child with her, which only added to the marital turmoil. Kennedy's past marriages, including his long relationship with Mary Richardson Kennedy, have always been a point of public interest. But this latest chapter shows just how much pressure his political career has placed on his personal life and his decade-long marriage to Hines.
Next up,
Britney Spears has once again sparked concern among her fans after posting a video of herself dancing in a yellow bikini. While the dancing itself is familiar to her followers, it was the caption of a previous post that really caught people's attention. She spoke about the fragility of her real heart and how people try to make her larger than life. This comes just a month after her DUI arrest in Ventura County, where she was caught speeding and swerving in her BMW. The arrest report indicated she showed signs of impairment from a combination of drugs and alcohol. Her representative called the incident inexcusable, but expressed hope that it would be the first step toward long overdue changes in her life. The contrast between her upbeat dancing videos and her vulnerable captions suggests she is going through a very difficult emotional period.
the situation seems quite serious, as her legal team and family are reportedly working on a plan to set her up for success and provide the support she needs. Her sons are also expected to spend more time with her during this recovery phase. In her recent posts, she appeared in casual attire like a flannel shirt and Birkenstocks before switching back to the bikini dance videos that have become her trademark on social media. The use of the word fragile is what really resonates with fans who have followed her conservatorship battle and subsequent freedom. It is a reminder that despite her public persona, she is still dealing with significant personal hurdles. The ongoing investigation into her March arrest remains a dark cloud over her, and her supporters are hoping this latest wake-up call leads to the stability her team is promising.
Moving on to...
Natasha Lyonne has issued an apology to fellow travelers after a bizarre incident led to her being escorted off a Delta flight. The Poker Face star was headed from Los Angeles to New York for a taping of the Drew Barrymore show, when things went sideways. According to witnesses, Lyonne appeared completely out of it in the first-class section, failing to respond to flight attendants' requests to stow her laptop and fasten her seatbelt. The plane actually had to turn back from the runway to the gate so she could be removed. Lyonne later took to social media to explain that she had taken a Lunesta sleeping pill once she was seated, hoping to get some rest before her busy schedule in New York. She admitted she was so out of it that she didn't even know where she was when staff approached her.
It sounds like a classic case of a sleeping aid kicking in way too fast. Natasha explained that her plan was to arrive in New York feeling refreshed and ready for hair and makeup, but the medication clearly had other ideas. The delay lasted over an hour, which prompted her apology to the other passengers who were inconvenienced. She also expressed her disappointment at missing her slot with Drew Barrymore, a segment she was really looking forward to. While the initial reports from Page 6 made the situation sound quite dramatic, with descriptions of her dozing off behind sunglasses and needing medical attention, her explanation provides a much more relatable, if slightly embarrassing, context. It is a cautionary tale about the timing of travel meds, especially on those high-stakes red-eye flights where every minute of sleep counts for a busy actress.
Now, let's discuss.
Tiger Woods is currently seeking treatment following his DUI arrest in late March, and he has a strong support system in his girlfriend, Vanessa Trump. Despite her own busy life and 5 children, insiders say Vanessa is fully committed to helping Tiger overcome his current struggles. Woods was charged after a car crash where he was found with hydrocodone pills and showed clear signs of impairment. He has since released a statement acknowledging the seriousness of the situation and confirming that he is stepping away from the public eye to prioritize his health and long-term recovery. Vanessa has been vocal about her support on social media, posting photos of the two of them with messages of love. It is clear she wants him to get back to a place where he can be happy and healthy, both on and off the golf course.
The challenges Tiger is facing aren't new to those close to him. Sources indicate that his family has been aware of his ongoing battle with pain, which stems from years of surgeries and physical toll from his legendary career. While the public can be quick to judge, his inner circle is asking for kindness as he navigates this difficult period. Vanessa Trump's involvement has been a significant part of his life since they began dating in late 2024, and her steadfastness during this crisis is notable. Tiger's commitment to treatment is seen as a necessary step to regain his quality of life. He has expressed a deep understanding of the gravity of his actions, and is reportedly focused on doing the work required for a lasting recovery, with his family and Vanessa standing firmly behind him throughout the process.
Next, we have
a disturbing clip from 2002 featuring radio host Chris Moyles has resurfaced, leading to intense public pressure on the BBC. In the video, a then 27-year-old Moyles is heard offering to take the virginity of singer Charlotte Church, who was only 15 at the time. He made the comments on his Radio 1 show, suggesting he wanted to lead her through the forest of sexuality once she turned 16. The clip also shows a later confrontation in 2007 on Church's own talk show, where Moyles defended his remarks as sweet. This resurgence comes at a particularly sensitive time for the BBC, following the recent sacking of DJ Scott Mills over serious allegations of sexual assault. Many people online are now questioning why Moyles wasn't held more accountable at the time and are calling for a fresh investigation into his past behavior.
The public reaction has been swift and largely critical. Many license fee payers are expressing outrage that such comments were broadcast and then seemingly brushed off for years. While the Broadcasting Standards Commission did condemn the comments back in the early 2000s, Moyles continued to have a very successful career at the BBC until 2012, and now hosts a popular show on Radio X. The comparison to the Scott Mills situation has added fuel to the fire, as the BBC tries to navigate a landscape where past misconduct is being scrutinized more heavily than ever before. Viewers of the viral clip have noted how uncomfortable the interaction was, and are demanding to know why this type of culture was permitted for so long. It remains to be seen if the BBC will officially reopen any inquiries into Moyle's tenure at the corporation.
Then there is
the rumored feud between Euphoria stars Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney has taken a surprising turn, with Taylor Swift now being pulled into the drama. It all centers around Sydney's new relationship with music executive Scooter Braun. As many fans know, Zendaya is a close friend and vocal supporter of Taylor Swift, who has a very public and bitter history with Braun over her master recordings. Industry insiders suggest that Zendaya's loyalty to Taylor makes it very difficult for her to be friendly with anyone closely tied to Scooter. This has reportedly added a sharp edge to the existing tension between the two actresses, who have already been seen avoiding each other on red carpets. The conflict between Taylor and Scooter still carries a lot of emotional weight in Hollywood, and it seems those old allegiances are now shaping the dynamics on the set of Euphoria.
It is fascinating how a music industry dispute from years ago can still influence relationships in the acting world today. The source mentioned that while the Masters controversy isn't always in the headlines, the industry never truly moved on, and people still hold firm loyalties. For Zendaya, her position has always been clear, and Sydney's choice to date Scooter is seen by some as a bad move, especially while her career has been facing some recent hurdles. This situation makes the production of Euphoria Season 3 even more complicated, as the two leads are reportedly not on speaking terms. Fans of the show are worried that this behind-the-scenes friction will affect the on-screen chemistry between Rue and Cassie. It just goes to show that in Hollywood, your social circle and who you choose to associate with can have major professional consequences.
Finally, let's cover.
Fans of the cult classic comedy, The Inbetweeners, have a huge reason to celebrate. After 16 years, the show is reportedly making a comeback through a multi-million-pound deal with Netflix. While there were initial rumors about a reboot last year, it is now being reported that the project will likely be a new movie. The creators, Ian Morris and Damon Beasley, have teamed up with Banijay UK to bring the four iconic friends back for what they are calling an international adventure. The goal is to reunite the original cast, including Simon Bird, Joe Thomas, James Buckley, and Blake Harrison. There is even talk of Emily Attack returning as Charlotte Hinchliffe. Netflix is particularly keen on the project because the original episodes have seen a massive resurgence in popularity on the streaming platform, introducing the show to a whole new generation of viewers.
The excitement surrounding this news is palpable, as The Inbetweeners remains one of the most beloved British comedies of the last 2 decades. Since the last film in 2014, fans have been desperate for more content, featuring the awkward foursome. The creators expressed their own excitement about plotting new adventures for their favorite characters, and the deal with Netflix ensures the project will have the scale it deserves. While production timelines and specific storylines are still being finalized, the fact that a deal is on the cusp of being rubber-stamped is a huge step forward. Whether it ends up being a film or a limited series, the prospect of seeing the gang back together is enough to get any fan excited. It will be interesting to see how the characters have aged and what kind of trouble they can get into on an international stage.
That wraps up our roundup for today. Thank you for joining us for this briefing. Be sure to follow the show for your next daily update on the stories that matter most.